Hey guys, it's Tifinie Capehart with Parks, and I am here with Victoria Morgan, who is the owner and principal designer for Haven's Hallow Interiors.
I can get fly, 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 fly.
We're here at 1904 Blair Boulevard, which is a beautiful craftsman style home in the heart of Nashville in the Belmont-Hillsboro neighborhood. It is currently asking $2.49 million, and it is listed by Allen Worthy with EXP and built by Province Builders. So where we are standing right now, we are in what's called the Dadu. I love saying it. Dadu. The Dadu. So a Dadu is a detached accessory dwelling unit. It is a detached unit away from the house. It is built over the garage typically, and typically you can find Dadus in more historic neighborhoods where you have, alley access from the rear of the property, and you can build your garage and with the apartment unit above. So what we're going to talk about in this space is how you design for small spaces, yes, and how you can still make a beautiful product even for a small space like a Dadu. So can you talk about what you did here in this space?
Certainly. So we're in the kitchen here. So something to make note of is we use the same style of cabinetry from the main kitchen.
Yep.
And a design feature that kind of elevates the space even though it's smaller,
sure,
is taking the cabinets up to the ceiling.
Yes, so that is something even in, like this is a $2.5 million listing, but even in a $500,000 house,
yes,
I talk about how, cabinet height really makes a difference in a space. Yeah,
it does. It really draws your eye up and makes the ceilings feel even taller than they are.
Sure.
So if you're able to splurge on that, I highly recommend that there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know earlier we talked about not putting your microwave over the stove. But here we're focused on functionality. So we had all the space in the world in the main house to do that, but here we need a microwave, so putting it over there still works.
Right, and it's all, and it's all a matching,
yes,
it's all stainless steel.
Yes.
But one of the things that is important to note is that this is a craftsman style home, and the style is carried from the main house to your Dadu. You don't want them looking like two separate,
exactly,
two separate entities or houses, essentially.
They should still speak to each other in
sure,
some capacity.
So you still have the same type of tile that has the movement and texture.
Except the only difference here is we went with the rectangle shape instead of the square, but still something that's really neutral and would appeal to most buyers.
Awesome. Okay, so then another thing here, so you have a Dadu, there's not a whole lot of storage in terms of like closets and attic spaces, so it looks like you kind of squeezed in some additional cabinets here, which I love.
Yes, we did. We also have, it's small, but we have a pantry right here.
Oh,
well, and so it's not that deep, but it's there.
But it's there.
It's there.
Yeah, because essentially, so for our audience, watching and listening, a Dadu would be good for a mother-in-law, a college student who maybe goes to Vanderbilt or Belmont or TSU or Meharry.
Yes.
It could be for your, home office, if you want to bring your work away from your house in here.
Right.
So it doesn't need to have tons of space. It just needs to have the pieces that are important.
Precisely.
There is a pantry.
And there you have one.
Yeah. Awesome. What were some of the fun things about designing this kind of Dadu? Like, was it your first time designing a Dadu?
Actually, no.
Okay.
But the other Dadus I've designed have been new builds. So the home was existing and they were adding on a Dadu.
Got it. Okay.
So oftentimes it's hard to kind of match much of what's in that original structure when that home was built several years ago.
Okay.
Here though, this was my first one building the house and the Dadu at the same time.
Got it. Or designing it. Yeah.
Yes. So my most favorite part of it, honestly, is I just really love the cabinetry and this black sink.
Yes.
I have not used a black sink prior to this.
Okay.
But I thought it could be a fun space because, as you mentioned, we don't know who the buyer might be, but I envisioned it potentially either being for the homeowner's older child who potentially is in college.
Oh, yeah.
Or just a college student that they're renting it out to.
Sure.
And I just thought, should hide any messes. It's cool to see.
Well, it's kind of cool because with small spaces, I feel like you can take more design risks.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you agree?
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, even in terms of like a powder bath,
Yeah.
Generally, if you're someone who's afraid to do bold colors or wallpaper, try it in your powder bath and see what you think of it, because that's a
Awesome.
fun spot that guests will see.
Yeah.
And it'll be a moment that they talk about when they leave.
Yeah, awesome. So a dadu, if you have an opportunity to do something like this is where you can maybe experiment with paint colors and
Exactly.
wallpaper and things like that. And if you want to bring it into the main house, you can.
Exactly. It's a good spot to start.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking us on this tour of the dadu. Dadu, I love saying that like that. I don't know why. All right, Victoria, what's a great way for people to get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, you can reach me on my website at www.havenzallow.com.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.